So today is February the 27th, 2024, and myself I go by the name of CJ Howell, and I have my brother, which I'll let him introduce himself, Brother Jackson. And
Yes.
we just going to speak about things that we know God's miracles are still happening today. And I will let Jackson introduce himself, and then I'm going to go into my ordeal or my event that I would say changed my life and still a great part of my life. Brother Jackson?
Yes. Everyone, I pray that everyone is having a great day. And my name is Willie Jackson, and I go by the name of Willie Muhammad. But either one is fine. But I just want to introduce myself and pray that I say something today, or but either one of us say something today that could help put us on a more stable path. So I just pray that everything goes well. Thank you.
I thank you for those kind words, Brother Jackson, and I'm sure it will because we're doing things for the Father, and He don't make no mistakes, and He's going to let it be a divine, uplifting, spiritual moment. So, with that being said, I'm going to speak of something that happened in my life, and if I didn't say my name, it's C.J. Howell, and I'm just a mighty man that believes in God, that love Him with every ounce of my body as blood runs through my veins. But I'll start off my event that happened in my life was May 30th, 1996. I was on a motorcycle at this particular night, and I changed course. I was riding my motorcycle all day. And one thing I would say is that I always would tell my parents or anyone, if I was riding my motorcycle at night, you need to be worried. And this particular night, I broke my code and I was out after hours. I normally would ride my motorcycle during daylight hours, of course, because of visibility. But with that being said, I had to, as I had a young son and I wanted to do the right thing and take care of my son by paying child support. And I left my group of friends that I was with to go pay my child support for my son. And then I was going to be headed home. Um, and with that, I left and was on my way headed home. And I entered on the Beltway on my motorcycle. Unbeknown to me, they were doing construction on I-95, 495. And as I merged onto the highway, they were doing construction and the road was uneven. And what happened was, as I was merging from lane 4 to 3, unbeknown to me, lane 1 and 2, it was like a maybe 6 inches difference. And what happened when I went to try to merge to get over to lane 2 and was going to go to 1, I hit it and it projected me. I flew off the motorcycle. So I'm flying through the air. And in that time, the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, release the motorcycle handlebars. I let them go. As I let the motorcycle handlebars go, I was flying through the air. The motorcycle went to the right. A car struck my motorcycle. And I see my motorcycle tumbling in my peripheral vision. And as I'm flying through the air, I said, this is what it feels like to die. Everything slowed down. I saw lights. And I said, wow. I said, this is it. I thought about my son, which was 3 years old at the time. And I was just like, wow, this is it, what it feels like to die. I hit the ground and it was pitch dark. Pitch dark. I've never seen this darkness ever in my life. So the first thing I thought to myself, am I in heaven or hell? I was scared. I said, am I in heaven or hell? And this darkness, it's a different darkness that I witnessed at this moment, that not going to sleep and closing our eyes to that type darkness. It was even dark like a blind person. as I envisioned it when I hit the ground.
Mm.
I heard this voice, which was the Father above, said to me, if you want to live, you need to get up. I didn't see anything. I just heard the Father's voice. And I came back and everything, I reappeared and I was standing up in lane 1. I landed in lane 1 on the beltway. Thank God that no one ran over top of me. All of the
Right.
traffic, people stopped. But I say in my life, in that moment, God spared my life for a reason. May 30th of 1996, that I'll never forget. And I said to myself, Father, I'm so grateful that you spared my life. That was scary to me because I thought that I was gone and leaving this earth and didn't know myself whether I was in heaven and hell. So from that point in my life, I changed to be a better man and to see Christ and to do right by all things that God allowed me to see, do, and hear, and be of a kind person.
Yes, sir.
And that was my ordeal of having my knowing that God's miracles are still happening to this day.
Yes, sir. That's powerful, bro.
So that
Powerful.
was
Yes,
in
sir.
my event or my ordeal and my blessings that I would carry to my grave. And I would defer to Brother Jackson for his miracles that we know God miracles are still happening to this day.
Yeah. One of the first ones that I know caught my attention, and it was back in 1986, and I was a senior in high school at that time, and I normally don't drive to school, but being that I was a senior, and I pleaded and pleaded to get the keys, and I finally got the keys, and so my mother let me drive to school that day. And so I felt like felt like I was something for a minute anyway. And so I couldn't wait till school was out because I wanted everybody to see me walk to the car jingling my keys. And so I got in the car and going straight home. There's this red light that we have to stop at. That's about 3 blocks from the school. And so on the way to that red light, I saw some of my friends already walking home. And when they saw it was me driving, they said, Will, take our books home for us. We'll pick them up later. And so they just piled the books on my front seat because it was this sometime in May of '86. And so the windows was down and they put the books on the seat. And now this is the strange thing about it. The red light that I mentioned earlier, when you approach the red light from Cedar Street, it goes up on an incline. And so your front bumper is like at the foot of a little small incline. Then when you get ready to go through the light, you kind of go up and over the highway. And so that means my car is kind of like this. It's not level. It's kind of like this. And so I'm sitting at the red light, and for some reason, all of those books fell off that front seat. And so I looked, and then when I looked, the light turned green. And my first instinct was to, go through the green light. But I don't know what made me do it, but something told me to pick those books up. And I reached over to pick the books up. Now, mind you, I got the green light, but I knew nothing was behind me. I got the green light, but I chose to pick the books up for some odd reason. And when I reached down to pick the books up, as soon as I bent my head over, a tractor trailer came through the red light.
Wow.
And so I'm looking up through the windshield because I told you I'm looking at the wheels of this thing pass by. And so I'm stunned. And so for a moment, I just sat there because to me, here I am, 17 years old. And I said to myself, God spared me. Now I didn't feel no kind of I didn't feel no kind of spirituality at that time at 17, but I did say, God spared me, because if it wasn't for those books falling off of that seat, I would have proceeded to go through that red light, and that tractor trailer ran the red light. I mean, I would have proceeded to go through the green light, and the tractor trailer ran the red light. And the powerful part about it is, don't forget, my car's at a slight incline. So the books would be on the back of the seat, you see? And so the books fell off. And my mind said, boy, pick the books up, pick the books up. And I did. And I realized God saved me. Now, at that time, it's taken me a lifetime to figure out why. But I did know that he saved me, because I know there's no other way those books could have fell off out of that passenger seat. And so that was the first thing that I noticed that caught my attention, that made me say, I know God's hand is real in our life. And I just wanted to share that and pray that it give you some inspiration to look for his hand in the things that we take for granted every day. So I just wanted to share that, and I pray that it inspires somebody to just go a little bit further. So I just wanted to share that, and thank you.
Brother Jackson, that was awesome.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I feel that in life, and I'm sure that a lot of people can attest to this, that we had moments in their life. Some people might say they're lucky. Some people might say whatever they think happened. But for me, I say divine intervention happened and occurred in your situation as well as mine. So with that being said, it's just thanking God for his grace and his mercy that he bestow upon us when we're not even worthy of his grace and mercy because of the things that we have done. So I just want to say, I thank God to be able to bring this to whoever might take something from it and feel us, and make them take a moment to maybe think about the miracles that God has stepped in and saved their life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
And it's the small things that we take for granted, and just reflect. Just take a moment, like Hal said, CJ said, take a moment and reflect, and look for those little things. Look for those little things that you could say that couldn't be nothing but God, and take them into account. And it will help you see he's still with me, because we have a tendency sometimes to think that we are alone. And if we take time to reflect on those little things that we overlook, it'll remind us that, or somebody sharing a story with you, it'll remind us that he's been with us the whole time.
And with that being said, give God the honor and the glory. Thank you, Brother Jackson. And that concludes our first podcast, YouTube event. Thank you, God.
Thank you.